first 2 games is they've been great on third downs, but they have faced a lot of third and longs, and here their first one this afternoon. And it's hard to make a living week in and week out when you're facing the kind of situations on third down like they have.
Big news for the Giants is their best cover corner, Janoris Jenkins, is back after missing the Detroit game with a sprained ankle. Penalty flags fly, whistles. That play wasn't going anywhere anyway, and here's a call.
Before the snap, false start, offense on the center, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
They get the 2-time Pro Bowler Jason Kelce in the middle, and that'll add 5 yards to the distance for Carson Wentz on third down.
Yeah, so they'll back him up a little bit more, a little bit of a double hitch there by Jason Kelce at center, and facing now a 3rd and 15. And started this drive with really good field position with the return.
Quick throw, pass caught, short of the first down, Alshon Jeffrey. And Janoris Jenkins is out there, and if you're going to get your top cover corner back, this is a good week to do it with Alshon Jeffrey, now a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey, of course, the Eagles, they go out this offseason and decide they're going to improve that receiving core, and Alshon Jeffrey was obviously one of the key guys that they brought in, and he's off to a good start this year.
Donnie Jones hits it. Dwayne Harris will let it go over his head, and it checks up inside the 5. And stepping on the goal line for a touchback was Grugier-Hill. Camus Grugier-Hill had it, then he gets bumped by his teammates, and right there he steps into the end zone.
The kicking team player recovered the ball and took it into the end zone for a touchback. First down, Giants.
And Donnie Jones thinking what might have been.
Well, how many times do you see that on special teams? Punter puts the ball in a perfect position, and the guys, the gunners, going down the field and trying to stop it inside the 5-yard line. If they just relax and make a play, but they don't. These guys panic when they get down there.
Doug Peterson's going to challenge and say that Grugier-Hill got rid of the ball before that bump carried his foot onto the goal line. So Jerome Boger will come over and talk, and if it's contacting Grugier-Hill while his foot is on the line, it's not going to work out in the Eagles' favor. So this is being challenged. Aaron Andrews, what's going on a hot day down there?
Very hot. Well, of course, as the Eagles defense gets set to take the field, Malcolm Jenkins saying our secondary paper thin. So thin, let's go over these injury. Of course, they're without Ronald Darby. Jalen Watkins, Corey Graham also out today. And then we found out this afternoon after pregame warmups that Rodney McLeod also inactive with a hamstring injury. As you guys know, when we sat down with defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, he said, that's fine. We got guys that can line up. He's very confident in this defensive line as well as these linebackers. He said, we have guys available if we need to break the glass for emergency. We should be okay, Joe.
Yeah, but he thought he was going to have Rodney McLeod. That's disappointing. You see the ball is on the back being touched with the foot in the end zone. I just don't see this going the Eagles' way, but we'll get the call. Here's Rodney McLeod, who's out with a hamstring, as Aaron said. It's the first game he's missed in his NFL career. And Corey Graham, his backup, had played in 159 straight games. His first game that he's missed. So they are thin in the secondary, and that's what Eli Manning will try to pick apart here today.
Yeah, and Aaron's report was, really accurate as far as the assessment from Jim Schwartz when we visited with him on Friday, and he said, hey, we will be fine. He's got so much confidence in that front 7 that he has. Of course, the defensive front as good as anybody's in football, and he got linebackers that can really run. And he says, hey, as long as those guys do what they're supposed to do, that they should hold up fine. The guy who I'm curious about is Dexter McDougal, 33. When he touches it, is he in the end zone? And it looks like the ball's away from his hand as he goes in with his right foot.
Mike Pereira is in Los Angeles. What do you see back there, Mike?
I actually think that there's no foot down in the end zone when the ball is actually being touched by any of the players. It's an extremely close play, but again, there must be a foot down in the end zone when you touch the ball. And, you know, he does a heck of a job getting rid of the ball here. And now really the last guy, 33 to touch, he actually does not have his foot down in the end zone. So I think very possibly they might go with this ball being down at the 1 yard line.
Well, we'll get the call here from Jerome Boger. It's been a long review, obviously. Here it is.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field stands. Philadelphia's charge is first team timeout.
So whether they're saying Kamu Grugier-Hill or Dexter McDougle was touching it while touching either the goal line or the foot in the end zone, instead of the ball back at the 1 or the 2, Eli Manning starts at the 20.
Well, that was a great punt by Donnie Jones. It just got wasted.
Out of the backfield, Perkins. And they will mark him out at the 26. So a 6-yard gain. In this offense, questions abound about the offensive line, and you can see already, and the Eagles were expecting this, the Giants are going to go with an up-tempo on offense.
Yeah, up-tempo, try to tire out this defense and also get the ball quickly out of Eli's hand, which they did there on first down to Paul Perkins.
Perkins now will carry it. He is stuffed. 3rd down and 2 coming. Now this defense, you said it a couple times, Troy, and it's obviously true. This front 7 for the Eagles, they rotate a lot of guys in and out of there, but they are good. Quick snap on 3rd and 2. Pass is caught for a first down, and that's Brandon Marshall.
Well, that's a good start for the Giants. You look at their first 2 games of the season, they went 3 and out to start each of those ball games. At least today, they got a first down. This is also an offense that has had the worst starting field position of all the teams in the league to start possessions, and they could have very easily have been starting inside the 5. They get the break, start on the 20, but they get the first down.
Right back to the line. Pass caught by Shepard, and a good tackle is made, and that's Jalen Mills. Rather, Patrick Robinson, who made the stop as he came up, and man, this is about as fast an attack as you can run. Here's Marshall on the near sideline and uses that big body and strength, and a flag at the end of the play. As Marshall got his hand up, looked like the flag came, and it's a face mask against Philadelphia. Gain of 7 on the catch, and then that drew the flag.
Tackled by the face mask. Defense, number 53. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So in a blink, the Giants have the ball inside Philadelphia territory.
Well, it's working so far. You know, they're able to get the ball out quick. They're playing as fast as we've seen from them in quite some time. And another good sign is they got the ball into Brandon Marshall's hands, something they've had a hard time doing through the first 2 weeks.
Handoff is to Perkins, and he is wrapped up immediately. Tackle made by Nigel Bradham. Gain of 2. The rest of the defense can't even get the lineups in with the Giants ready to snap the ball already. And the secondary thin. No McLeod, Graham, Watkins, Darby out again. Another 4 or 5 weeks for him. Here's Beckham. And they are not going to give him that forward progress inside the 40, a gain of just 2. So now 3rd down coming up.
Everybody wants to know how Odell Beckham Jr. is feeling, and came off not quite with the same kind of burst. We'll follow him as we go through this game. Of course, missed week 1, not 100% better this week than he was last week. They certainly need some of the big playability that he brings today.
Blitz. Giants pick it up, and the pass off the hands of Odell Beckham. With Jalen Mills, 2 years his teammate at LSU, out there defending. This ball was right on Beckham when he turned his head around.
Well, Jim Schwartz does not bring pressure very often. He prefers to rush just 4 guys. He brings pressure that time and forces Eli to get the ball out quick. Should have been a relatively easy completion for a first down, and Beckham, he's made a lot tougher catches than that.
Flag is down. The ball is off the foot of Brad Wing and into the end zone over the head of Darren Sproles. Early indication is it's against the Giants.
Doing the kick, holding, receiving team, number 21. Half the distance to the goal. Philadelphia keeps the ball, first down.
It's against Philadelphia. It's against Robinson. Penalty against Philly. No score. Willie Boom Boom Holmes of our crew was sent to Walmart last night to buy that thermometer, which for $9 will tell you that it's almost 100 degrees down on the field here on September 24th, 2017. Boom, boom.
Good shout out to.
Starting from the 10 of the Eagles' second possession. After just their third 3 and out of the season, first time they had it, and down goes Wentz. The initial contact was made outside the end zone. Jade Bromley, a loss of 8.
Well, he's trying to get the ball out to Alshon Jeffrey, just not time in the middle. Chance Warmack, who is making the start in the middle, he's the one who breaks down. They've had a lot of problems there at the left guard position. They bring Warmack in front of Isaac Siamalo, who got benched this week, and that could be a position that could be of real concern here today. Not that it hasn't been through the first 2 weeks, but pressure right inside on Carson Wentz.
Handoff here is to Clement, and he gets a yard. So Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator of the Giants, says, hey, don't forget about our front. They were a terrific defense last year. They may have to ride that defense for a little while here while they get things squared away on offense, but they've had good pressure already.
Well, they sure have. And to go back to Chance Warmack, who is at left guard, here's a former first-round pick of Tennessee's 10th overall pick. And he was somewhat of a disappointment there in Tennessee, and he gets the nod. He was inactive the first 2 weeks of the season. He goes from not playing to being a starter. And the early goings right now, not too good.
Third down and 17. Quick throw. Jeffrey, Apple on the coverage. And that at least buys the Eagles a little breathing room out to the 16. A 13-yard gain. And that means 2 possessions, 2 3 and outs.
Yeah, well, they get behind the chains again. Another 3rd and long. And the storyline, of course, has been how much Eli Manning has been hit this year. Well, Carson Wentz has been hit more than anybody in football. The biggest reason for that, however, has been that the Eagles have thrown the ball 75% of the time, but they just cannot afford to get behind the chains the way they have here in the early going today.
Fair catch by Dwayne Harris inside the 40. Good starting field position after a 47-yard punt. Giants will have it, no score. And welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field. This great sports complex in Philadelphia. Well, there you go. There's the offensive coordinator to the right, Mike Sullivan, the head coach and former offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo to the left. Ben McAdoo told us on Friday, with no doubt with regard to his language, Troy, that he was not going to give up play calling. And so you've got 2 guys with headsets, 2 guys with call sheets, but Ben McAdoo, unless he wasn't telling us the truth, is calling the plays here today.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to give up play calling anytime soon. I think he recognizes that he became the head coach here in New York because of his offensive mind and what he did as the coordinator, and it's something that he enjoys and something that, quite frankly, he feels that he's good at. And I don't think the play calls have had anything to do with their struggle.
Here's a good throw and catch for a first down out to Evan Ingram, the rookie tight end. After a carry by Darkwa, now this completion by Eli Manning for a first down.
Well, Evan Ingram, he gives them something that they really have not had in quite some time, is a threat in the passing game. Now, that time they split him out wide, but when he's able to work the middle of the field, when you've got Odell Beckham You've got Brandon Marshall. There should be some room in the middle of the field to operate, and he's the type of guy who can take advantage of it.
Beckham not out there on the field. Pass is caught. That's Sterling Shepard. And they're going to give 10 yards and a first down on that catch. Meanwhile, Manning has only thrown one incompletion, and he's already found 5 different receivers in this game. Quick snap. Brandon Marshall. Perfect pass down to the 35. And the Giants moving it on this possession.
Well, they're taking advantage of the style of play by this defensive secondary, and they play soft, and so they're able to get the ball out quick, not getting the pass rush on Eli. You're not going to on these 3-step quick passing game, and he's completing the balls, nothing down the field, but methodically chewing up a little yardage on this drive.
Handoff is to Darkwa. Depends on where they place it. It'll be 3rd down, according to the official on the near sideline. Fletcher Cox, the great interior defensive lineman, made the stop, so 3rd and less than 1.
And Fletcher Cox, what a presence he has in the middle. He's a great player, 2-time Pro Bowler, and they really brought some reinforcement this year when they made the trade for Tim Jernigan to help take some of the pressure off of Fletcher Cox in the middle.
Here's a toss and a play made in the secondary. Darkwa brought down by Jenkins. What a stop by Malcolm Jenkins. On 3rd and inches, a loss of 4.
Well, it looked like Darkwa kind of fumbled the ball when it was tossed to him. You see a double grab, and then Malcolm Jenkins, he comes off the edge, and he's able to beat Eric Flowers, who's trying to pick him up. That's a big stop on 3rd down to force a punt.
Yeah, to me, on 3rd and inches, tossing the ball like that, an odd play call. Wing, end over end, and a fair catch at the 10 by Sproles. They pass on a 56-yard field goal try. They punt it. Eagles have it. Still no score. What a good play on this hot day by Malcolm Jenkins. 3rd down and inches. They toss to Darkwa, and Jenkins made the play. That loss of 4 yards may have knocked the decision by Ben McAdoo from a field goal to a punt. Instead of 52 yards, would have been a 56-yard try for the 2nd straight possession. The Eagles start at their own 10. Handoff to Blunt, who didn't carry it all last week at Kansas City. Back to that 3rd and inches.
Well, you see Red Ellison, he comes down, he's going to crack on Vinnie Curry, number 75, and that's what holds up Eric Flowers. Ellison's not able to get out of the way, and as Flowers comes around, he's going to kick out the safety, Malcolm Jenkins, but the play didn't work because of Vinnie Curry and his pressure up the field, and then, of course, the bobble by Darkwa. But I agree with you, Joe. Sometimes you talk yourselves out of plays because of those big bodies inside. It was 3rd and short, but I do think that that had an impact on their willingness to go for the field goal.
Here's a quick throw, and Zach Ertz. He gets 8. Landon Collins on the stop. It's a 1st down. Here's Carissa with a game break.
Thanks, Joe. We head to Carolina. Saints down 3-0 in the 1st quarter. Drew Brees connects with Michael Thomas for this 5-yard score. Saints looking for their first win of the season. They're up 7-3. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
All right, Carissa, thank you.
They talk about these must-win games. The Giants certainly in one here today, not wanting to go to 0-3. The Saints, they're winless as well. The season get away from you in a hurry.
Yeah, handoffs to Blunt. He's showing what he can do. And if they cheered him when he carried it the first time, they love it now as Blunt on 1st and 10 picks up 17.
It's just good, tough running by LeGarrette Blunt. He was their workhorse week 1, and these are the things that he's capable of doing. That career year last year for the New England Patriots last week did not have a carry in that game, which was somewhat mystifying, but some good hard running after basically a week off last Sunday.
It's the longest run by an Eagles running back in the early season. Why not stay with him? Right side to the 46. Natural disasters have obviously impacted millions of people in the U.S., Mexico, and many neighboring islands. The entire NFL family asks you to donate now by visiting redcross.org/NFL or text Red Cross to 90999 to donate $10 to American Red Cross efforts for relief. Well, right now, the play calling of the Eagles, this is what these fans talked about all week. Getting the ball to LeGarrette Blount, running the ball. Play action, pass is dropped. Torrey Smith would have had an easy first down pickup. Now it's 3rd and 2. Is there a dominant team this year in the NFC East? We saw Dallas last week. We were there when they were just manhandled by the Denver Broncos. So you've got Philly at 1-1, Dallas at 1-1, the Redskins at 1-1, and there are the Giants just a game back.
It's going to be tight throughout the year, and everyone's still trying to figure out who are going to be the contenders, who are the pretenders as you start each season, and after 2 weeks it's anybody's guess.
Smallwood. Depends on what kind of progress they give. Stopped right at the marker, and the early indication is 4th down.
It's close from what we could tell, and
4th and less than a yard, and right now the offense is staying out there for Philly. But we're going to get an official measurement called for by Jerome Boger.
Well, it'll give Doug Peterson some time to figure out if he wants to go for it if they're short. It's an interesting call on 3rd and short as well, giving the ball to Smallwood, not a real big guy. But the Giants defense was able to what appears to be a stop. We'll find out here momentarily, but some good signs there with LeGarrette Blount, some of the tough running that he showed.
About half a yard short, and the Eagles are going to go for it.
I like this call here at home in the home opener. Midfield, I like the decision by Doug Peterson.
Well, LeGarrette Blount is a short yardage specialist, but it's Darren Sproles, the smaller bodied running back in there, not Blount. Wentz going to take it and get it. He's a big man, 6'5", 237, and starts the day as the Eagles' leading rusher, and he just plowed straight ahead behind Jason Kelce.
Yeah, it was a good scrum, and there was no question that he got it. You saw where he got up from, but I always felt as a quarterback when you're in that situation, when it's such short yardage, those officials, they can't tell where the ball is. As long as you get any kind of, usually you're going to get the first down. If you get any type of movement whatsoever, regardless of where the ball is, they just don't know.
8th play of the drive, 6th run of the drive, bouncing it to the outside, Sproles, and he gets another first down. He's been at it a long time, 13 years for the 5'6", 190-pound running back, and a guy with over 19,000 all-purpose yards in his really good NFL career. Back after this from your local Fox station. Into the second quarter we go. They just had a nice moment here at Lincoln Financial Field for our friend John Dornbos, who was traded to New Orleans, went through a physical down there. They found he had serious issue with his heart. He went through a 10-hour procedure. He's recovering. Where he lives is really close to where the Eagles practice facility is. I know he's watching, and from all of us to one of our all-time favorites, get well, John. They miss you around here, and so do we. Toss to Smallwood. Running left, he picks up 2. Olivier Vernon on the stop.
Yeah, and John, congratulations also. You got recently married down there in Mexico, and thoughts and prayers are certainly with you. And You know, what the Eagles are doing right now as far as their running game goes, we've seen LeGarrette Blount has come in. Obviously, he's had a lot of success here on 3 carries, and then Darren Sproles and Smallwood, and they're mixing this group in and rotating them through. But, boy, the way that LeGarrette Blount's run the ball, I'd get him back out there and hand it to him some more.
Instead, it's Smallwood. Blitz coming. Smallwood with a great block. Pass is caught by Aguilar, and he's got a first down and then gets popped by Landon Collins. What a good block on the blitz pickup by Wendell Smallwood.
Boy, it sure was. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, he gets his legs cut out from underneath him. The Eagles were wanting to take a shot. They like to try to block them up, go play action, get the shots down the field, but because of the pressure off the edge, although a good block by Smallwood, it forces Wentz outside, covered up well, but yet he gets the ball out for a nice gain.
Here's Sproles. That's Darian Thompson. Good job by the second-year safety, and Sproles may be hurt. A loss of 1. Saturday on Fox, Iowa takes on Michigan State in a Big Ten battle, followed by Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. College football on Fox. Every game is everything. The hit by Darian Thompson to the left leg has Sproles down, and here it is. So they check the legs of Sproles, and we'll take a break. Well, the low hit by Darian Thompson, but Sproles gets up, and it looked like the right wrist right there at the end of the play gets kicked by the left foot of Darian Thompson. So we'll get an update on Sproles, such a big part of the offense and the special teams for Philadelphia. Here's a handoff to Smallwood. Smallwood takes it inside the 30. A gain of 3. You think about Darren Sproles and where he ranks in all-purpose yardage. He has picked up almost 11 miles worth of real estate in the NFL, and he's number 8 on the all-time list.
Yeah, you're on that list. That's a great list of names right there. Darren Sproles earned my respect a long time ago when he was with the Chargers, and then of course the Saints, and what he's done here in Philadelphia. The guy's phenomenal, and he's given a lot of guys at 5'6" a lot of hope that they can go on and realize their dreams.
Wentz out to his left. What a run. Some missed tackles, and Wentz first down at the 15. Number 11 gets 11 and a first down.
This guy's pretty incredible. At 6'5", it's rare that you see someone who can move and scramble the way that Wentz can. And not always when he leaves the pocket is he looking to throw the ball, as most pocket passers are. I mean, this is a good tackling team by the New York Giants, and yet Wentz looking like Fran Tarkenton out there, or Randall Cunningham, and doing some awfully good things to pick up a 3rd and long and keep this drive going.
LeGarrette Blount back in the backfield for Philadelphia. Wentz fires, pass is high but caught by Burton. They have Ertz, Selleck, and Trey Burton. And Trey Burton, 88, makes the grab with a little juggle, a gain of 8.
That's great concentration by Burton, being able to make the play, and it wasn't like he was going up against a linebacker either. It's Janoris Jenkins, one of the best cover corners in all of football.
15th play of this drive. Smallwood spins out of 1 tackle. Pretty good run. It looks like they're going to give him, and they are, enough for a first down. That was an impressive carry because there wasn't anything there, and he sets up 1st and goal.
Yeah, good tough running there by Smallwood, and is able to get the first down. Just not a lot of movement. He just keeps his legs going. That's good work. Now you get down here, and Alshon Jeffrey, this is where he's pretty good. Going up, down around the goal line. He's a guy who can go up and make plays on balls if you get him up high enough for him.
Wentz protected, Aguilar overthrown. Wasn't anything there with Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie defending for the Giants.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, what a game he had on Monday night. Led the team in tackles. I'm used to seeing some of those cover corners, or at least one of them that I played with, and if Deion's listening, he knows I'm right. He wouldn't stick his head in there often to make a tackle, but boy, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, he was all over the field Monday night.
The crowd applauds when LeGarrette Blount checks in. He's in the backfield. He gets it. He carries. Touchdown.
Offensive line got a little movement. Brandon Brooks does a pretty good job there at the right guard spot. You see LeGarrette Blount, he comes in and runs into Chance Warmack, but that's not going to keep him from getting across the goal line. Just really a great effort by LeGarrette Blount. This guy wants the football. Like I said, he had one carry last week. It got called back because of a penalty, and hadn't been many games in his career where he didn't get the football, and he's rested up and ready to roll, and he looks good.
He had 18 rushing touchdowns last year for the world champion Patriots. 11 of them 1-yard touchdown runs. He knows how to get the ball into the end zone. They're making sure that Blount did indeed get the ball into the end zone. They're looking at the left shin. That first look looked like the touchdown was good, but Mike Pereira, what do you see back in Los Angeles?
Well, we see actually the left shin being down. That's the first thing that hits before the elbow, and I don't think that the ball has broken the plane yet. So to me, with this down the line shot, if it's me, I actually put him down inside the one. Close play, but I do think he's short.
All right, we'll get the call from Jerome Boger, who checks in with New York.
So you could see where LeGarrette Blount could become a real fan favorite here in Philadelphia, a guy that runs as hard as he's capable of, and really I think kind of fits the style that Doug Peterson would like to play. He's talked about wanting to be a running football team, play action and play good defense.
Here's a call.
Reviewing the play, the runner was down short of the goal line. It will be third down from the half-inch yard line.
The half-inch yard line. So instead of what is now a 17-play 90-yard drive, I mean, you got to send Blount back out there, don't you, and just do the same thing.
Well, you said it. He scored 18 touchdowns rushing last year, and I would, now when it was short yardage last time, they went with the quarterback sneak, but I just think LeGarrette Blount, what he has shown me in this ball game, I would certainly turn around and hand it to him. I don't envision him getting stopped in this situation.
So his shin was down, no touchdown, 3rd and goal. There he is, plowing for the touchdown. And a flag came down at the very end of the play. LeGarrette Blount, as I was saying before, just knows how to find the end zone. Here's a call.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the scoring play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, offense number 29. This counts as the first penalty for disqualification for this player.
So by rolling the ball toward Landon Collins, and those two have met a couple times in the hole, they call Blount for taunting. And that will cost on the kickoff. Meanwhile, it's an 18-play drive that covered 90 yards. And for a guy who pounded it in 11 times last year from 1 yard out. He's done it now for his new team, the Eagles.
Yeah, the Giants didn't play that too poorly either. I mean, they made contact before he got to the goal line. Just great effort on LeGarrette Blount's part.
And it's 7-0 Philadelphia. Doug Peterson giving the fans here in Philadelphia what they want. Give it to Blount. He takes it in. LeGarrette Blount, part of that drive, he had 5 carries, 33 yards, the touchdown. The 18-play drive is the longest drive across the NFL this young 2017 season. Because of the unsportsmanlike conduct call, the kickoff will be from the 20.
Big play in that drive, of course, Carson Wentz's scramble on 3rd and long to keep the drive alive.
From the 10, it's Dwayne Harris. And he's out to the 34. Wake up and start your weekdays with First Things First. Join Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolfe for the best morning sports show on television. First Things First, weekday mornings at 6:30 Eastern on FS1. Your morning routine just got a whole lot more fun. And there's CC, former Philadelphia Eagle, longtime, obviously, Minnesota Viking, and at the stadium today.
Yeah, I always say Chris Carter, he was making those one-handed catches, you know, long before anyone heard of Odell Beckham Jr. That guy was amazing.
Here's Perkins. He's met in the backfield. And the play made by Tim Jernigan, the former Baltimore Raven.
Tim Jernigan, he's really something there in the middle. Like I say, he's right here, number 93, and you know, Fletcher Cox was always a handful for any offensive line. Now you bring in a guy, a big body, 300-pounder, and make him contend with him as well. They're going to wreak havoc all year.
Pass caught by Beckham for a first down. Good throw by Eli Manning, who's been very accurate in the early going here in Philly.
Well, Jalen Mills, he's the corner. You see the kind of respect that he's giving Odell Beckham. And playing that soft, that's why we've seen time after time here in this first half, Eli able to get the ball out quickly. Again, the corner's playing soft on the outside. Opens up a lot of throwing lanes for these wide receivers.
Manning has started 9 for 10, and now another completion. Sterling Shepard for another New York first down, and Manning looks terrific.
Well, he does. It's not very well played there by Patrick Robinson. He's a veteran guy. He's played a lot of football in this league. He gives him the lane inside.
Up-tempo, flag down, pass picked. Intercepted by the rookie Douglas, but a flag is down. Brandon Marshall is the target.
Illegal shift offense, number 88, was not set prior to the snap. That previous decline, the result of the play is an interception.
So it was an illegal shift call against the Giants. The interception by Rasul Douglas stands. Another Giant turnover. The big corner, the rookie 3rd-round pick out of West Virginia, who was inactive in week 1, got a taste of it last week in Kansas City. Rasul Douglas has his first NFL interception. Ball's marked at the 4. Corey Clement gets it, running left. Nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage.
You take a look at this interception. Rasul Douglas is going to match up with Brandon Marshall throughout this game because of his size. He's playing very soft, as we've documented, and he just doesn't get fooled. Eli Manning thinks they're going to challenge the rookie, but he turns and runs, and he had perfect position. The only chance that Brandon Marshall had on that ball was if it had thrown further down the field to the outside where he has a chance to go up. That's a heck of a play by the rookie going up against an experienced veteran who continues to have some struggles getting involved in this offense.
Well, the Giants are running that up-tempo offense, and Evan Ingram didn't get set. That was the call, so the interception stands. Pass is caught out on the edge by Ertz. Quick tackle by Collins. Third down coming up. Aaron, what have you learned about Darren Sproles?
Eagles saying he's getting x-rays done on his wrist right now. His return is questionable, Joe.
So that means that Corey Clement, Wendell Smallwood, and LeGarrette Blount, who was so heavily involved last time the Eagles had it, will have to forge ahead without the 13-year vet. The Eagles have run it 16 times, thrown it 10 times, 3rd and 5. Let's see who it's against.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty resulting in a first down.
So on 3rd and 5, a free 5 because of the hard count.
That's a great job by Carson Wentz, and you're backed up. You're not losing too much if your own guys jump, but you let everybody know you're going to use the hard count. And of course, passing down, and JPP, who's really off to a great start this year, they're able to get him and pick up the first down the easy way. That's an excellent job using the cadence to your advantage.
Pierre-Paul's got 6.5 sacks over his last 5 games. Too anxious that time. Wentz on first down. Pass is caught with Casillas in coverage. It's Torrey Smith.
We talk about the Eagles and their ability to run the football here in this first half, something they're certainly excited about. But for the Giants, they're without B.J. Goodson once again, who had 18 tackles in the opener, and they come with the rookie, undrafted free agent Calvin Munson, who once again is manning the position in the middle on early down.
Wentz first down. Ertz on the grab, and let's go to Carissa Thompson with the game break.
Thanks, Joe. We're headed to Detroit. Both teams sitting at 2-0. Falcons up 10-3 in this one. Devontae Freeman rushes up the middle for a 1-yard score. Falcons lead 17-3. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
So the Falcons, who blew that 25-point lead in the Super Bowl, trying to start 3-0. Delayed handoff, Smallwood. Big hole. Wendell Smallwood, another first down. And the ground game looks totally different here today for Philadelphia. 14-yard carry.
Quick hitter right in the middle. You better take care of this guy right here if you're going to run the football against this Giants inside, and they handle him and opens up a straight path for Wendell Smallwood.
79 rushing yards already compared to the Giants' 3. Smallwood right side, and then lowers his shoulder into Darian Thompson, a gain of 9. You know better than I, when you can run it, it opens up so much with the play action, and it's all going well for the Eagles here lately.
Well, Brandon Brooks and Jason Kelsey, they come off the ball and they get Dalvin Tomlinson, the rookie, moving, and yeah, a lot of things start opening up when you have the success that the Eagles have had here running the football. Their play action game becomes a factor. Takes a lot of pressure off this quarterback.
Another rushing attempt, another first down, Smallwood. And already the Eagles have run it more in this game than they did all of last week in a loss at Kansas City.
Well, they come right back. A lot of play callers won't do that. They come right back with the same call. You're going to see Kelsey, 62. He pulls out, and he leads the way. Brandon Brooks is doing a heck of a job there at right guard, and another nice game.
Wentz airs it out. Jeffrey overthrown. This has just got a furious pace to this game. 3:23 left in the half on this hot, humid day in Philadelphia.
Well, that was an area last year, as far as deep throws down the field, that they just were not very good with. A lot underneath completions last season, and you know, the wide receiving core just did not scare many people. They went out and completely overhauled that unit. Nelson Aguilar, really the only guy returning. A number of rookies on this roster. They missed on an opportunity on that last play.
Eli Apple was showing blitz early. He does not come with a blitz. Eagles run left, and LeGarrette Blount turns it into a positive play, a gain of 2. Every time Blount comes off the sideline, this crowd reacts. I think they were frustrated by his lack of usage last week at Kansas City. He and the Eagles ground game made these fans happy so far in the first half.
Here's Zach Ertz. He's the tight end. He's the guy who Carson Wentz has the most comfort with.
Blitz. Casillas got there and somehow left-handed Wentz through it for an incompletion instead of taking a sack. And it's 4th down, 4th and 8. Good job by the Giants defensively. Look at this athletic ability. Threw it lefty.
That was a Brett Favre move right there. I'd see him do that a few times.
Right now the Eagles on 4th down have their offense still out there with the ball at the Giants 43. It's 4th and 8.
I don't know. I know they've been good on 3rd downs. I don't know about this. They don't pick up much if you kick it into the end zone, but I think the way that this game has gone, maybe they try to draw them off sides once again.
Ben McAdoo on the sideline called the timeout. His defense had come off the field. I think they were as surprised as the fans, and they were trickling back on before the snap, and McAdoo had to use the first Giants timeout.
Yeah, I just would be a little surprised if Doug Peterson decides to go for it here on 4th and 8. And if you don't make it, you know, with a little time left here before the end of the half, and you're giving this Giants offense great field position, and really, you know, the Eagles have done a heck of a job here in this first 30 minutes to give the momentum to the Giants going in.
Well, the offense is back out there after the timeout. So this is an opportunity for Steve Spagnuolo and this defense to give the offense good field position here before the end of the half. Wentz. Blount was open over the middle, and Wentz is going to go down in the arms of Devon Kennard, and that didn't work at all. A change of momentum here going in the way of the Giants.
Devon Kennard, he's off the edge, and he just keeps playing. He works up the field, he comes underneath, and just good coverage by the Giants in the secondary.
Giants take over, down 7.
To him. The balls come out quick, as we showed. A lot of completions, but not much yardage to show for it.
7 yards a pop. 3rd and 5. Quick throw, passes behind Beckham. What a catch. Shows off his great hands and then taps his old teammate at LSU, Jalen Mills, on the helmet. 1st down.
They've had that throw pretty much this entire game. Anytime they want the slant, as soft as the Eagles are, they've had it.
Here's one that's tipped and nearly picked. First Robinson got his hands on it, and then Rasul Douglas was thinking about his 2nd pick of the day.
Tell you what, that was close. Patrick Robinson, that ball's a little lower. He's able to come off that inside slot receiver. He could have made a house call.
Second and 10. Flag is down. Catch is made by Beckham. And it's an offside, the early indication against Philadelphia. Fletcher Cox is down and in a seated position after the play. On this hot day, you have to think cramps are going to be a problem before the end of the day, and hopefully that's all it is for Fletcher. The call is offside against Philadelphia, and they're checking with Ben McAdoo as to what he wants to do.
lining up in the neutral zone. Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
That's against the rookie Derek Barnett, their first-round pick out of Tennessee, the record setter there, breaking Reggie White's sack total while with the Volunteers. It'll bring up second down and 5.
I would think that would endear him to Philadelphia fans, you know, when you're mentioning the same conversation as Reggie White back at the University of Tennessee, and to now be their first-round pick this year. He's got a bright future talking to these coaches. They sure are excited about him. He initially was regarded as just someone who could rush off the edge, but he's shown an ability to play inside and move the pocket in there too.
Thank you.
They put 1:32 on the clock. Second down and 5. Pass is caught. Ingram, the rookie, first down. And he gets hit hard. He was in the concussion protocol this week. Came off that on Friday, and he's good for 8. And before the snap, it's going to be another call against the Giants. This up-tempo is bothering the Giants as much as it's bothering the Eagles.
Yeah, that didn't look good at all. Trying to get lined up, and this is an offense, as we know, that's just had a hard time really kind of finding their way here through 2.5 weeks.
Offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty. Because the play clock was running, this also requires a 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 1:03.
Now the Giants could use one of their timeouts to avoid the 10-second runoff, but there's still 1:03 remaining, so they have 2 timeouts left. The ball's back at the 29. First and 15. Over the middle, Shepard with a catch. Down to the 10 with a first down for New York.
A lot of free releases off the line of scrimmage. Nobody's being challenged. No hands on the receiver. Sterling Shepard is able to work the middle of the field, and just uncontested throws for the most part.
Quick throw, pass caught inside the 5, and down on a knee is Beckham. It'll be second down and goal. Timeout taken. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this message from the Gifted.
Window of a moving car. I can push the air together, guide it. It's cool, we're all freaks here.
We're getting picked off one by one. The X-Men, we don't even know if they exist anymore. Go, go! When do we fight? Now.
The Gifted, Monday, October 2nd on Fox.
It'll be second down and goal now after the catch to the 2 by Beckham.
Yeah, you go back again to the decision by Doug Peterson to go for it on 4th down, setting the Giants up at midfield here before the end of the half. And like I said, Jim Schwartz, he's kind of caught in a quandary. He's got the front 7, but they can't get to Eli because of these quick passes, yet because they're so decimated in the secondary, doesn't want to come up and try to challenge these guys, and a lot of easy completions.
Each side with 1 timeout left. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Sterling Shepard. The Giants take advantage of that sack on 4th and 8. The Eagles went for it around midfield, and Eli Manning, who's been extremely accurate, finds Shepard, and then Shepard evidently got into the end zone before he went out of bounds. Let's take another look. Boy, that's close.
Well, it sure is.
I mean, by that point, he's out of bounds. The problem for the official was he's trying to get out of the way as that's happening. And it's a scoring play, so they'll look at it. And if this isn't a touchdown, it'll be 3rd and goal from just outside the goal line.
Well, that's awfully close right there. They'll take a look at it and see. I thought it was a good call by Ben McAdoo as he's expecting pressure and try to get Eli rolling out a little bit.
This play is under review.
They're going to give it a longer look.
Yeah.
Official had a pretty good look at it. I thought he might be turning to get out of the way with those bodies headed toward him, but he called it a touchdown. They're giving it an inspection on replay. Remember, the call's touchdown. Is there enough to overturn it? Mike Pereira's watching back in Los Angeles. Mike, what'd you see?
We've been breaking it down here. You know, it's one of those where I think it's a touchdown, but I'm just not sure, and certainly won't be surprised if they stay with the ruling of a touchdown. By the time the foot hits the ground, the heel hits the ground before he hits the pylon. Just a lot of ifs here. So, you know, to me, I do feel in my heart it might be a touchdown, but they may well stay with this.
We don't want to break your heart. It's only week 3.
Yeah, but it's been broken many times, you know, especially when I'm not there in the booth with you guys.
No, we miss you. So another look. Obviously, the feet are crossed, but all that matters where the football is.
Well, it's certainly close. From what I see, Joe, it doesn't look to me like the ball crosses, but you know, is there enough there to then overturn the call? And that's always the question. And I think it's probably good Pereira's not here. It might be too hot for him here in Philadelphia today,
especially with the vest.
Yeah, he doesn't leave home without it, does he?
He shops at the Vestibule. Great store out in L.A. Here's a call.
After reviewing the play, the runner is stopped short of the goal line when he steps out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down at the half-inch yard line.
Well, another half-inch yard line. And the Giants will be looking, if they do run it, for their first rushing touchdown in Philadelphia since 2009. They're inches away.
Yeah, and they don't have a 250-pound back like the Eagles do in LeGarrette Blount to turn and hand it to.
They bring in Darkwa. You have to think it's 2 downs to get it.
Absolutely.
Timeout, Philadelphia. That's their final timeout. Coming up, the Visa halftime report. Kurt, what's coming our way?
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Bears are looking to maul the Steelers. The Colts and Browns compete for their first win of the season, and the Texans have an upset on their mind in Foxborough. It's all next right here on the Visa halftime.
Don't do that. People are going to think you're me. You're confusing them. Stop it.
Oh, not so quick on that one there, Kurt. I didn't go to Cole College.
Guys, thanks. Right now, the Giants are trying to even the score. 3rd down, and I mean, he can't be any closer. Inches. Darkwa in the backfield. They're going to throw. Pass to Shepard. Incomplete. Shepard thinks he scored, but I think the ball might have come out when he hit the ground.
Let's take a look, because I thought he scored 2. He's got 2 feet down.
The ball came out when the player went to the ground. 4th down.
And the ball comes out there. It'll be 4th down and inches.
That's all, you know, they talk about the process and going down and maintaining control and possession and all that. I don't think anyone at home wouldn't look at that and say that that's a touchdown. We see that a lot. But this is a different game that we play today from the one I played, Joe. As you see that Ben McAdoo's wanting a timeout. He's wanting this looked at a little bit closer. But, you know, to be on the 3-inch line or whatever it is they are and to be in shotgun, it's just a different game that these guys play.
Well, I don't think it has to be.
No, it doesn't have to be. And it's just the way they do it. You think you'd give the ball 2 times to your best physical back and trust that you can get some kind of movement, and instead it was a perfectly thrown ball, and it clearly should have been an easy reception for a touchdown.
Ben McAdoo, by the way, called a timeout. If there's going to be a review of this play, that would come from up in the booth. There is no review. It's clearly in the process of the catch going to the ground. You cannot like the rule, but that is the rule.
Yeah.
That's the proper call, but I'm with you. I mean, they're lined up in shotgun from 3 inches out. If you're a Giants fan, you got to be screaming at the TV. Just hand it off, or have Manning take it and get the touchdown. There have been a couple of play calls that are highly questionable by Ben McAdoo in this first half. Now they line up in a tight formation. Darkwa didn't get it. What a miss by the Giants.
Vinny Curry in the middle of the screen. You're going to see the push that he gets, and he just sticks Darkwa before he's even able to get elevated. That's a great job. And, you know, on 3rd down, they go shotgun, they take the shot. On 4th down, I can tell you, coach's mentality, they know as well, we have to run the ball here. I thought it would have been a really gutsy call if you go play action, because they're going to oversell on the 4th down play to play the run. But there's the 3rd down that, I mean, let's be honest about it. It should have been an easy completion, whether you agree with the call or don't agree with the call. It should have been an easy touchdown by Sterling Shepard. But what a momentum breaker for the Giants, not being able to capitalize and come away with any points before the half.
That's the end of the half. 7-0 game. In case you're wondering about Eli Manning, only 5 career rushing touchdowns, none since 2014. Sterling Shepard came close twice and didn't get in. Let's take a look at some fun from week 2 with Sounds from the Field, brought to you by Walmart.com, now offering free 2-day shipping.
Game day. We ain't playing patty cake today. Let's go, baby. Make brotherhood come to life right now when you're tired. Right? When you don't have any gas left. 1, 2, 3. LOV. TT.
It's halftime here in Philadelphia. Just a 1-score game. What a missed chance for the Giants. Stay tuned with the Visa Halftime Report coming up after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. The Giants will start this second half with the football. I guess the first half can be summed up in what happened the last 2.5 minutes. Doug Peterson went for it on 4th and 8 near midfield, didn't work, and he and the Eagles didn't have to pay for it.
Well, I think for all of us that question why you don't run the ball on 3rd down, I think that was answered when they ran it on 4th down. I mean, just no confidence in this offensive line's ability to move people and pick up inches. They did that earlier in the first quarter as well when they ran the sweep and lost yardage on that play that potentially cost them at least a 3-point attempt. But they've been trying to work around this offensive line for a lot of time now, going back to last year.
Well, it's still just a 7-0 game, Erin Andrews. What did you learn from Mr. McAdoo?
Well, first of all, just that, Joe. A couple of guys walking past me from the Giants locker room, and that's what they said. It's 7-0. We're good. From Ben McAdoo, he was short and to the point, saying on offense, or defense rather, we just need to tackle LeGarrette Blount. On offense, we need to finish our drives, and on special teams, we need to cash in. Simple as that.
Aaron, thanks. The Giants have yet to grab a lead at any point in their first 3 games. They're down by 7, and they've rushed for only 7 yards. Manning in trouble and is at least able to get it into the direction of Evan Ingram. Big pressure by Brandon Graham. Here's that 3rd down play at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they got a good look at it with Sterling Shepard there in the slot, and he's going up against the rookie, and yet, like we talked about, that should have been a touchdown, and then just no movement whatsoever. Vinny Curry, he gets inside on Eric Flowers, and you just can't get beat down in the middle like that and just nowhere to run.
Pass is dropped over the middle by Ingram. It'll be 3rd down and 10, and by way of an injury update, Darren Sproles out with a wrist injury. Jordan Hicks, the really underrated middle linebacker, out with an ankle injury, and Fletcher Cox is out. So they are really thin defensively on the Eagles side. It's 3rd and 10. Here's Perkins, but he's got a long way to go and only gets a couple. Nigel Bradham was out there to make the stop, and the Giants now unable to move the ball to start this second half. It's 3 and out.
Yeah, it's just a passing game that is just out of sorts. Like I said, you'll look at the numbers in the first half and you'll say, well, there were, a high percentage of passes that were completed, but not for many yards. And to be deflated the way they were to end this half, and then to get the ball to start the second half and go 3 and out. We'll see if they're able to recover.
Brad Wing hits a good one. Torrey Smith from back inside the 20 out to the 25. Well covered by Zach Diassi. Well, one way, Troy, to make up for a thin secondary is to get after the quarterback. Both sides have really done a nice job of getting after the quarterback here today.
Yeah, they have. I think both defenses overall, you got to feel really good about. The Eagles have had the ball for over 20 minutes in this ball game, and the Eagles offensively, if they're able to get some drives going and get some points and turn this into a 2-possession game, start putting more pressure on the Giants and make them more one-dimensional. They're not running the football well, but if they get into a position, the Giants, where they have to get the ball down the field, how well will that offensive line hold up? And probably not very well.
Here's LeGarrette Blount over the right side. Big gain on 1st down out to the 45. A 20-yard carry by Blount.
Good job up front. You see the lane, and I just keep feeding him the ball. I said that in the first half. He's looked good on every carry. He looks like he's a man who wants to prove something here this afternoon, and I just keep giving it to him until they prove that they can stop him. So far in this game, they've not been able to do that.
Eagles have already run it 22 times in this game. .23, Blount breaks one tackle, now another, and he's just going through Giants one after the next. Should have been stopped in the backfield. Harrison was there, but he turns it into a 5-yard gain. Good news, Lethal Weapon fans. The return of Riggs and Murtaugh is almost here, and on the new night, Fox Tuesdays. So set your DVRs and don't miss the season premiere of Lethal Weapon Tuesday on Fox. Now Olivier Vernon is down after he was part of that defensive right side that LeGarrette Blount just went through for 5 yards. An impact player, and the Giants cannot lose him.
Boy, they can't. And boy, he earned my respect last year. He had a hand injury. He signed that big contract for the Giants as a free agent. You see the hit there that put him on the ground, but he continued to play through it. It was not as effective as he would be without the injury, but he didn't use any of it as an excuse. He's a tough guy. He plays the run extremely well. He's a force in the pass rush. He really was a solid acquisition.
LeGarrette Blount averaging 7.5 yards a carry. Here's a pass complete. Good tackle on Trey Burton. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Landon Collins were over there for the Giants. So it brings up 3rd down and 5. And here is DRC making the stop.
Yep. And I know in talking with defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, he said that overall, yeah, he's been pleased with his defense. They've kept teams out of the end zone, but 3rd down has been a problem. They've been pretty good here in this ball game, but a big 3rd down here to try to force a punt and keep the Eagles from coming away with any more points to turn it into a 2-possession game.
Blitz, 3rd down and 6. Pass caught, 1st down inside the 40. Alshon Jeffrey. We missed 11 games over the previous 2 years, but the 2 years before that was all world in Chicago. There was movement up front by Jason Peters before the snap, but no call.
Well, it sure was looking for a flag, and they don't throw it.
Good to see Olivier Vernon back in there for the Giants. Here's Blunt. This time, Devon Kennard crashes down on the play in a gain of only 1.
Devon Kennard, he's had a nice game. He's had some impact plays. That's a good stop there. One of the first times we've seen LeGarrette Blunt not go for much. And of course, he had the sack also. The Eagles, they talked about running the football coming into this game. Both the Lions and the Cowboys ran the ball over 30 times in their wins over the Giants, and with all the criticism of them not having run the ball through the first 2 games, you just knew coming into this one that Doug Peterson was going to do everything he could, and they've looked good doing it.
Wentz out to his right, stops, tries to come back, breaks 1 tackle, turns it into another positive play as he takes it inches inside the 35, a gain of 3. So 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, the Giants were ready for that one. This is one of those plays that the Eagles like. They'll roll Wentz out one direction and have him come set up and work back the opposite way. And the Giants were in a great position to defend it. One of those times again where the Eagles have wanted to take a shot and haven't been able to get the ball launched because of good coverage.
It would be a 53-yard field goal from this spot. Pass caught, and not much. That's Torrey Smith. That play didn't go anywhere. Maybe got a yard. It did. So you're looking at a 52-yard try coming up from the rookie Jake Elliott.
I think that was one of those plays where they're certainly trying to pick up the first down, but you know, low risk of anything negative happening, not taking the sack, get some positive yards if you're not able to get the first and help with this field goal attempt.
Elliott lost a preseason battle with Randy Bullock in Cincinnati. He was a 5th-round pick by the Bengals. The Eagles lost Caleb Sturgis week 1. And Elliott, no good. Had the distance, pulled it to the left. Still a 1-score game. 7-0 Philly. Temperature's actually gone up since the start, up to 90. Giants have had good field position most of the game. They've started at their own 20, the 37, 34, the 49, now the 42. But they've still been shut out. Here's Marshall out on the edge. Brought down by Patrick Robinson, after a gain of 4, and Marshall gets up limping.
It's been fashionable, Joe, to beat up on this offensive line, and you look at them, it's a team that didn't run the ball well last year, and they haven't run it well this year.
This one is tipped and picked. That's Robinson on the other side of the field. And I believe it was Bradham who got his hands up. It was Kendricks, and the interception for Robinson. Well, what a job the defense coordinated by Jim Schwartz has done for Philadelphia. Talked about the injuries to McLeod and Watkins and Graham and Darby. They picked off Eli Manning twice. They've gotten pressure on Eli Manning. They've shut down the run game entirely. Still just a 7-point game. Handoff to Blunt, left side, and this time he is stuffed to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Back to the interception.
There's Michael Kendricks, and you're going to see the play that he's able to make. Eli just simply doesn't see him. He's flowing with the direction that Eli's looking. The ball's popped up in the air and picked off. And you know, it's obviously a lot of frustration. This goes back to last season for a number of these players with an offense that had grown accustomed to having some success. It was a defense that struggled. That all changed last season. And I can tell you, when the offense is struggling the way that this team has for as long as they have, and the defense playing as well as they have been, there's some growing frustration that's occurring on this defensive side of the ball.
Wentz in trouble, spins around, tucks it, and takes it into Giant territory as Casillas showed his speed. Here's Carissa Thompson with a game break.
Thanks, Joe. Let's head to New England. Pats up 21-20 on the first drive of the second half. Tom Brady connects with Brandon Cooks, who just flies for this 42-yard score. Brady, by the way, has 4 touchdowns today. His team's up 28-20. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
All right, so after that season-opening loss at home to Kansas City, trying to win their second straight. Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 5 here.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Hey, look here, Joe, that's called on Lane Johnson, and now they back up again to a 3rd and long, and this is a huge stop if they're able to make a play here on 3rd down, the Giants defensively, and not surrender any points to the Eagles, considering where they got this ball to start the possession.
On 3rd down, late blitz. Pass is caught by Ertz, and where will they spot it? They're calling for 4th down immediately. And it is 4th down and less than a yard, and another decision for head coach Doug Peterson.
Well, Ertz with a free release off the ball against Jonathan Casillas. I like the going for it here.
They're 1 for 2 on 4th down. Wentz took it, and we'll see where they put it down. And they're going to give him a 1st down. So 2 for 3 on 4th down is head coach Doug Peterson.
Yeah, Wentz is, he's such a big guy. He's just hard to deny when it's that short of a distance to pick it up on the quarterback sneak. That's a couple times now that he's been able to do that. And Eagles trying desperately to extend this to a 2-possession game.
Wentz chased out to his right. This one up for grabs. And flag on Eli Apple as he was defending Alshon Jeffrey.
Pass interference. Defense. Fire the foul. Automatic. 1st down.
Well, initially they were trying to throw the wheel route to Wendell Smallwood, and Alshon Jeffrey, that was not part of the initial route, but he takes it deep, and Eli Apple just never turns around, and that's an easy call. Just completely gets beat once Jeffrey went to the goal line and didn't recover at all.
That's a 41-yard penalty as it takes the ball to the 3. 1st and goal.
I'd give it to this guy right here.
That's Blunt. And they do. Good stop there by the Giants. Casillas ends up on top. First guy there was Ross Cockrell. 2nd and goal. Blunt comes out. Wendell Smallwood comes in.
There's Alshon Jeffrey at the top of the screen against Janoris Jenkins.
Pass through the hands of Zach Ertz. It was there, had a lot of heat on it, and Ertz couldn't pull it in.
Wow, they completely let Zach Ertz take the middle of the field. You will not get a more open receiver in this game than that. It's it's one that Ertz certainly could have caught, but Wentz did not make it easy on him at all. That came in pretty hot, and it didn't have to. There was nobody within 8 yards of him.
Now 3rd down and goal. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Zach Ertz.
come right back to him. They motion him across. He's going to start like he's going to go to the flat, but he gets then inside on that zone look with the defense and a lot of hands in there. That was a much tougher play to execute than the one prior to that they missed on.
Carson Wentz calls Zach Ertz his security blanket. And since the 1st of December, he leads the NFL in receptions, receiving yards, receiving first downs. Eli back to work, down 14. Welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field. It's now a 14-0 game with the Eagles on top. The Giants about to get the ball back. They have 1 touchdown, the Giants do, in 28 possessions to start the season. They've scored 13 points. They've got 128 yards today. They came in with 503 for the first 2 games total. I don't think anybody saw this start coming from the Giants on offense. Harris with a decent return out to the 24. Following football, keep it here on Fox for a special edition of MLS Soccer Sunday. We've got a great one on tap in the Eastern Conference as Atlanta United faces off with the Montreal Impact. MLS Soccer Sunday coming up right after our game here on Fox.
You know, let's look at it, Joe, as far as some of their struggles offensively. They were a bad offense last year, and they're a worse offense in 2017. They couldn't run the ball last year, and they couldn't protect the quarterback. And some of the moves that GM Jerry Reese made in the offseason are a little mind-blowing.
Perkins with a nice carry on first down, gains 6.
I mean, we all know last year the line was a struggle, but they could not run the ball. So in their first 3 picks in the draft, they take a tight end who's a good receiver, but he can't block. They take a defensive tackle, which defense was a strength, and they draft a quarterback in the 3rd round. And none of those things address the offensive line, and none of those things address their inability to run the football. And it's continued here this year.
Manning to the sideline has Beckham wide open, and the catch is made. A nice grab, good throw by Manning. A completion of 13 yards. His number 13 just got his feet down. Quick snap. Out on the edge again. There's Beckham to midfield. Well, coming in through 2 games, the 13-point score total, the fewest for the Giants after 2 games since 1947. 97 rush yards, the fewest through 2 games since 1970. They've run it for only 14 yards today. There's a drop. Odell Beckham Jr. dropped it. He was looking at some green grass in front of him.
Yeah, you know, when you're an offense that's struggling, everything becomes hard. I mean, it really does. It becomes hard for the play caller to even call plays. And, you know, things that typically would be easy to execute, everything just becomes an absolute struggle. And this team just cannot find a rhythm offensively. This is a big 3rd down right now.
Pass is caught as they go back to Beckham. Beckham, who had a big game last year, 11 catches, 150 yards against the Eagles, is starting to heat up a little bit.
He's starting to get it going, starting to get him the ball, and Jim Schwartz, they continue to play soft and just try to keep everything underneath them. And the hope was you get a 2-possession lead. They got to start holding the ball a little bit more in the pocket. Maybe the pass rush can get to them, but they've been beat up, as you pointed out, on the defensive side of the ball for the Eagles.
Pass is caught by the rookie Ingram, who had by far the best 40 time at the combine by a tight end. Only 3 wide receivers had a better 40 time. He can run. As you said, not much of a blocker. He's got a slighter frame. He got 9. Handoff for the first down to Perkins. Down to the 21. And the Giants are going to hurry it up again.
They could have got Bo Allen. They're trying to get Bo Allen off the field and thought maybe Eli would be able to get him to the line and get a free play.
Perkins again. 1 yard. Vinny Curry on the stop.
You know, we've seen this matchup at the bottom of the screen. Brandon Marshall is, and you see Rasul right here. Douglas, the rookie, he's kind of matching up with Brandon Marshall, not because he's of this veteran guy, he's a young player, but because of his size. But yet, other than underneath throws, we just have not seen, you know, much in terms of making plays and getting Marshall going.
Maybe a free play here for the Giants. Here's Perkins, and he drops it. That'll be 4 drops on the Giants in this game. Looked like Philly came across early.
Offside. Defense number 98. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
It's against Elijah Qualls.
And here's a look with Brandon Marshall. Now Rasul Douglas, they did take the deep shot the one time, and he got the interception. But I know this is a little bit different offense than what Brandon Marshall's accustomed to. Talking with Ben McAdoo, he says he's just thinking too much, and that's what he told him this week, to just go out and play. He's got 4 catches, but not for much significance.
Handoff to Perkins on 2nd and 4, and he picks up a couple, maybe 2.5. Good on the stop. Now 3rd and 2.
Well, I'd have to believe that Ben McAdoo is looking at this as 4-down territory. I can't imagine that if they don't pick it up here on 3rd down, that he would settle for a field goal.
Manning juggled the snap. The pass broken up. Flag is thrown. Flag from the near side. The pass went to the far side of the field, and will anxiously await the call. It was Jalen Mills coverage on Shepard.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference. The ball was thrown to the other side of the field. Incomplete pass. 4th down.
So another 4th down.
Looks like Jalen Mills might have gotten away with a little bit of a grab on the arm on Sterling Shepard. This is what they initially were looking at, whether that was a pick. Eli was working the other side of the field, so he didn't see it. But Jalen Mills, he drove hard on that. That was really good defensive play on his part.
4th down and 2. Manning broken up. Eagles take over. Patrick Robinson was in there, and number 21, who's got a pick in this game, broke it up. Got Ben McAdoo spent 2 years as the offensive coordinator under Tom Coughlin. 12 times they scored 30 or more points. That's a big reason why he was given the reins when the Giants moved on from Coughlin. 19 games they've been unable to get to 30 or more points with McAdoo as the head coach. They haven't been able to score more than 20 in 8 straight. And let's go back to that 4th down play as the Giants just turned it over on downs.
The first read on Eli Manning. He's trying to get the ball to Brandon Marshall. Rasul Douglas, the rookie, he takes it away. Excellent job on his part. And before he can get to his inside 2nd read, you see John Jerry, 77, right guard. He gets beat right away. And so Eli doesn't like the first look. He comes back inside, and bam, he's hitting the pocket, and just no opportunity. And everybody wants to point to Eric Flowers. This offensive line, I think Weston Richburg is their best offensive lineman going back to last year and from what I've seen this year. But there's not a guy on that offensive line that hadn't been responsible for that quarterback being put on the ground.
The 9-time Pro Bowler Jason Peters comes limping off. Talked to Carson Wentz about Jason Peters. I said, what's he like in the huddle? And Carson said, when Jason talks, everybody basically says, yes, sir.
Hey, as they should.
14-year pro. Guy who's been through 2 Achilles tears. Replaced by Vaitai out at left tackle.
I think Carson's the guy who says yes, sir, to the water boy. It's just the way he was raised.
Here's Smallwood fighting with Casillas. A gain of 4. So big third down coming. We're still in the third quarter. Eagles don't have to snap it before the end of the third quarter. But this game is still well within the reach of the Giants if they can figure it out. See if they can snap it before the end of the quarter. They won't. So we go to the fourth. And the Eagles in their home opener leading by 14. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Lethal Weapon premieres Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
Jeffrey. And that's a big stop for the Giants here on third down. It'll be fourth down and a punt.
Well, you think about this Giants defense. I touched on it a little bit earlier when I talked about Olivier Vernon and what he's meant to them, and then of course Janoris Jenkins. When he's not in the lineup, it's an entirely different group. But so many times in free agency, you go out and you sign these big name guys, and Vernon, he's hobbling off now. But what sure worked for the Giants last year. They became a heck of a defensive unit, and I think they're still really, really good.
Donnie Jones hits it, sails out of bounds. We'll wait and see where they mark it. Brad Wing is trying to help out. They're going to mark it at the 45, so really good starting field position for Eli Manning. This season, the National Football League is celebrating 10 years of NFL Play 60. The league's youth health and wellness campaign encouraging kids to be physically active for at least 60 minutes a day. Learn how you can join the movement in NFL.com/Play60. Well, can the Giants put a drive together? Last time they came up short on fourth down, deep in Eagles territory. This makeshift secondary for Philadelphia has held up well. Out of the backfield, a spinning catch by Orleans Darkwa for a first down. I know Giants fans would like to see more from Orleans Darkwa, who made a nice catch there and picked up 11.
Well, that was a well-designed play. They release the tight end, Evan Ingram, up the field, and it causes the linebacker there that is in coverage on Darkwa to have to try to bubble over the top, and it gave a free lane. But once again, you look at this game, the Giants have had good field position. I said to start that they've had the worst field position through the first 2 games. Hasn't been the case today, but nothing to show for it.
Pass out on the edge, and a good tackle is made on Brandon Marshall by Russell Douglas. He's played well.
Yeah, I liked him in watching him in last week's game. I thought he did some really nice things, and you know, who knows what ultimately his career is going to be, but I think he drives hard on the ball, and his transition is what impressed me, and that's what he showed there, being able to come back up and make a play. I think he's played really well here today.
Manning, pass is caught for a first down inside the 30. There's Marshall. Brandon Marshall, is the first big-bodied receiver Eli Manning has had since Plexico Burress. His last year with the Giants was 08, and he was that Super Bowl hero with a game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 42. So Marshall a little more involved this week. Had a big drop against the Lions last week. Dangerous throw. Marshall makes a spin and a nice gain. And that had, I'm sure, Ben McAdoo scared over on the sideline, but it worked.
Yeah, you saw what I saw. You saw Russell Douglas. He's expecting it. They're playing soft. They've been soft throughout this game, and a lot of these quick throws, he was anticipating it, and boy, he drove on that ball hard. It looked like he might make a play on it when Eli first cut it loose.
18-yard play to Marshall. This one for Beckham, has to wait. Got his feet down. Touchdown. What a catch. A flag is down on the far side of the field. And it's going to be hands to the face against Philadelphia. The touchdown will stand if he got his feet down. Another look. Just fantastic.
And it's such a great job by Odell Beckham. Joe, I thought in real time that he was out of bounds. I thought that Jalen Mills had forced him out, and he went up, had to wait a little bit on that ball, but to be able to then tap both toes before he went out, that's an impressive job.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 against each team.
Oh, wow.
Illegal use of hands, defense number 32. That penalty is declined. After the score is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 13. The score counts, and the 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, for a moment, it looked like it was going to be offsetting fouls, but with that, and then whatever they call, because now they have to be basically dance judges. Yeah, that's the part that got him the unsportsmanlike conduct call. Last week it was Evan Engram who was guilty of that, and now it's Odell Beckham.
That's not smart. That's just dumb football. It's unbelievable. I mean, these guys know. They go through. They all want to celebrate and dance and do their thing, and the league lets them, and they know what they can and can't do. So you score a touchdown. Now you cut it to a 1-possession game, and you make a silly mistake like that, and it hurts your football team. It's just selfish.
Well, they're still looking at it evidently, but clearly Beckham gets both feet down, goes to the ground, hangs on to the ball in the process of the catch, and that's a touchdown, and it will count. And then the unsportsmanlike conduct call for the classless celebration by Beckham afterward. 7-point game. Plenty of time left in this game as Odell Beckham gets the touchdown. Eagles by 7. Well, we've been watching the sideline for the Giants. At no point did Ben McAdoo, by our watch, go over and say anything to Odell Beckham after the personal foul for his touchdown celebration, which cost his team 15 yards. Kicks taken in at the 5 by Smallwood. And Smallwood is out to the 29. Odell Beckham Jr. was just doing his thing over on the sideline and really hasn't stopped talking. Nobody came over to say anything to him.
He seemed to be amused by it all and was smiling, and nobody really had much to say about it. Now
finally, this just happened with Ben McAdoo coming over and telling him to stop.
Yeah, and I don't know how much Ben McAdoo saw of what took place. I mean,
that ball's out. Eli Apple with the recovery. Knocked out by Landon Collins. Apple on top of it. And a quick turnover puts the Giants offense right back on the field. It's Zach Ertz who had it knocked out by Landon Collins. And then Eli Apple was there to fall on it for the Giants, and New York is right back in this thing, down by 7.
Yeah, right back in, and that's what happens when you're in a game like we've seen here today, to where the Eagles have done a lot of good things. They've controlled it. It's felt like the Eagles have just blown out the Giants, is what it's felt like to me. And yet you give the Giants good field position, they make a few plays, and one play like that right there, and all of a sudden you've got an entirely different ball game. This is going to test this this Eagles defense here.
Pass to the sideline, Marshall. Forward progress to the 25. Eli Manning is 6 for his last 6, including 5 for 5 on that last touchdown drive. And there's Collins. What a player he's become for the Giants, knocking it out, and Eli Apple on the clear recovery.
Yeah, he's a terrific player. He's going to be for a long time. had the big year last year and really put himself on the map across the NFL. A great player.
Darkwa carries with room to run. Breaks one tackle. Maragos brings him down inside the 10. Rasul Douglas couldn't bring him down. It's a carry of 20 yards by Darkwa.
That's the best run of the year for the New York Giants. And Darkwa, he gets a good lane. They got a double team on the defensive tackle. John Jerry pulls around. He gets enough and a nice running lane.
That's the longest play of the day for the Giants, 20 yards. And here they are at the 6, first and goal. Darkwa again inside the 5. John Jerry now gets into it with Malcolm Jenkins after the play. Remember, Darkwa was out there when the Giants were down on this end of the field right before the first half. When they had 3rd and inches, threw it, incomplete, 4th and inches, ran it, and got stuffed.
Well, this is where the Eagles miss Fletcher Cox.
Where does Manning go? To the corner. Pass is caught for the touchdown, Beckham. What a catch by Odell Beckham Jr. And with the extra point to come after the turnover, a chance to tie it. A one-handed grab. And did he secure it before going out of bounds? Doesn't have it yet.
That's the question. I mean, when are they going to determine that he has possession of the ball?
Working on his college teammate Jalen Mills. I think he's got possession there. And he's dragging that left foot. Mike Pereira is watching in Los Angeles. What did you think?
Watching and Mike, and this is a catch. He actually gets the ball. He does not have possession, but gets it pinned against his shoulder. Kind of as he goes to the ground, he just switches, puts a second hand on the ball, but he maintains control. You know, we clearly think this is a touchdown.
Yeah, it sure looks that way, and maybe not as good as pinning the ball against your helmet, a la David Tyree, but that's awfully good, one-handed. I agree with Mike, and it sure looks like right here when he pins it against his shoulder pad that he's got it. Left toe drags. It's a great catch.
And a cleaner celebration after the touchdown as he stood with one fist raised in the end zone. Another look. Possession, foot drags.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
What a grab. So he's got the 2 touchdowns for the Giants. He had the unsportsmanlike conduct call in the middle of the 2.
Two guys that know each other pretty well. Jalen Mills and Odell Beckham, teammates back at LSU. Advantage Odell.
This to tie it. It started with a fumble by Ertz. Knocked out by Landon Collins. Recovered by Eli Apple. And then Eli to Beckham. This game, all of a sudden, tied at 14. 2 touchdowns in 106 seconds for Odell Beckham Jr. And the Giants have more points in this 4th quarter than the first 11 quarters of the season. It's a 14-14 game. And Eli's been red hot. Last 2 drives, he's been perfect. Here's a juggle, a drop, and then after the pickup, not much on the return by Wendell Smallwood. And the feel of this game has changed entirely.
It sure has. I mean, you let a team hang around, and then, you know, one little mistake, one turnover, and now we're looking at a tie ball game, and we'll see how Philadelphia handles this. You know, things are a little tighter now than what they've been throughout this game, and how well do they respond? And Carson Wentz protect the football, and can they move the ball and come away with some points?
We've seen Olivier Vernon limping around. Got that ankle pinned earlier in the game, but he's back out there on first down. Delayed handoff to Clement. Nice run. The rookie college free agent from Wisconsin gets 7 on first down.
Yeah, they kind of liked him, don't they? And we visited with Doug Peterson, and he's gotten a little work here today. That's his 4th carry. I thought he might get even more, but I think the way LeGarrette Blount came out and ran the football, that it's taken maybe some of the carries away from him, but they say he runs angry, and they still got him out there, and see if maybe this is going to be his possession.
A juggle here, barely got a hold of it and loses yardage. First guy there was Calvin Munson, the rookie college free agent middle linebacker, a loss of 3, and Clement just happy to hang on to the ball.
Well, you're not kidding. That could have been catastrophic. He's still trying to secure the ball before contact is made, and now they bring in the veteran LeGarrette Blount, and I think that's smart. And in this situation, of course, it now being 3rd down, but Clement, you don't know. There's not a body of work to know how well he's going to protect the football in a tight ball game.
Third down and 6. Underneath, Aguilar wide open. And a first down. Janoris Jenkins out there for the Giants, but a catch and run of 10 yards.
Well, he had the flat right away. I thought he was a little late getting the ball to Aguilar. He got it to him a little sooner. He might have had a little more space to try to make someone miss, but a big 3rd down after the turnover and then the mishap there on the exchange, to be able to convert and not give the ball right back to an offense with the Giants that obviously is starting to heat up a little bit.
Second catch for Aguilar. Throw, drop. Burton. Trey Burton had it for a moment, then let it go, and then got popped on the end of it for good measure. That's the 3rd drop for the Eagles. The Giants have had 4. 2nd and 10. Much there. Smallwood, Jason Pierre-Paul on the tackle, a gain of 2.
Now comes another big 3rd down. They're just wanting to get it across the chains and pick this up. As you see Vernon, but at some point, I know a couple times, as I've said, they've had a couple things called, haven't been able to launch it, but their longest completion just 13 yards in this game.
Third down and 8. Pass broken up. Flag on the play. Jenkins on Jeffrey.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see anything that Jenkins did. It was going to be close as to who they called, but it looks like it's going to be offensive pass interference. Jenkins was in a good position, and Alshon Jeffrey just tries to go right through him. And I'm not sure even if he catches that, if he had enough for the first down.
Offense, number 17. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So offensive pass interference on Alshon Jeffrey. Penalties declined, and the Giants will get it right back. The Eagles got 1 first down in that possession. That's all. And now it's the Eagles defense. It's got to be tired when they get back out there on this hot day. High hanging punt. And Harris. It looked like kind of a half-hearted fair catch call by Dwayne Harris. He caught it, took off. And I think that's why they threw the flag. He was undecided and then said, well, I'm just going to take off. Watch his right arm go up.
That's a pretty good move if you can get away with it.
Invalid fair catch signal. Receiving team, number 17. 5-yard penalty. New York keeps the ball. First down, timeout.
So the Giants have it. They've tied this game. Opportunity here in Philadelphia. Since the NFL expanded their playoff picture to 12 teams in 1990, only 3 teams that started 0-3 made the playoffs. It hasn't happened since 1998. The Bills. Giants trying to avoid an 0-3 start. Hand to Darkwa. He gets 1. Brought down by Bradham.
Well, the Eagles have not changed what they have done defensively at any point in this game. It's still relatively soft, starting to crowd a little bit up here than what they have, but a lot of one-on-one on the outside, and that's why Eli's been able to complete such a high percentage on the short throws.
Play action, what a throw. That's Shepard. Sterling Shepard inside the 30. What a comeback by the Giants. Touchdown. No flags. And a pinpoint throw from Eli Manning in the catch and run for 77 yards.
You can see the soft coverage out here on the outside, and then what Eli Manning is looking at in this zone coverage, and he hits the window right there to Sterling Shepard in the middle, and free releases off the line of scrimmage, nobody challenged, and if you do that and you're not able to get the quarterback, which you're not going to as quickly as the ball has come out, you're going to complete a lot of passes.
The extra point is good. 77 yards. What a throw from Manning. It looks like the old Eli here in the final quarter in Philadelphia. And we'll be back in 30 seconds after this message from FS1 Postseason Baseball.
All the big dreams, all the wins in Cleveland, all the Astros magic, double plays, punch outs in Boston, and long balls in New York don't mean anything now. Because the only thing that matters is October.
Well, the Giants are enjoying their first lead of the season. Took until the fourth quarter of their 3rd game to get it, but this offense has come alive. And I know, Troy, the passes haven't been for deep yardage throws by Eli Manning, but he has been extremely accurate here today.
Yes, he has. And I mean, hey, let's call it what it is. They've worked around the offensive line. It's an offensive line that, of course, has had problems protecting Eli. 8 sacks coming into the game. And this is what Jim Schwartz expected as well. A lot of quick passes. And yet the Eagles, because they are so beat up in the secondary, have not challenged these receivers, even as this game has gone along. And free releases off the line of scrimmage, and then of course you miss a tackle, somebody hits a seam like Sterling Shepard just did, and then the catches that Odell Beckham has made, which you can't cover anyway, and all of a sudden the Giants, who were left for dead not long ago, are now leading this ball game by 7 points. Not a lot unlike what happened to the Eagles last week in that loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, that they were in a tight ball game, then gave up 14 in the 4th quarter.
So now playing from behind for the first time are the Eagles. Here's Torrey Smith on 1st down for 8. As the Giants have outscored Philadelphia 21-0 over the last 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Pass is caught. Another one for Smith. Apple in coverage, but a nice gain on 2nd down. Pick up of 14 yards.
A pretty good tackle there. He had Darian Thompson, the safety, coming over the top, but Eli Apple able to get Torrey Smith on the ground, because if you don't, that guy can fly.
So longest pass play of the day for Carson Wentz, 14 yards.
Yeah, Eagles haven't gotten the ball down the field either today.
Handoff to Smallwood, and he stood up, gets a yard. Maybe 2, as Okwara is in there for the Giants. Well, you're right. That's exactly what Jim Schwartz said. We're going to have to tackle short passes on that last throw. They did not, as Sterling Shepard went 77 yards.
And once they got up 14, it was the turnover, so they never really got a chance to put complete pressure on the Giants and get them out of their game.
Wentz downfield, nothing there, and a flag. Torrey Smith again with Eli Apple in coverage.
I think the question becomes, is this a catchable ball? But Eli Apple, right there when he starts arm guarding him, that's a good call in my opinion. You can't come in and start arm barring a guy and try to run him out of bounds. And even though the ball lands out of bounds.
Defense number 24, spiral foul, automatic first down.
Obviously Ben McAdoo doesn't like it, but no one would like it when it's against your team in this situation. But I think it was a good call by definition of pass interference. And a big penalty.
We checked with Mike Pereira back in Los Angeles. He agrees. Good call. It sets it up at the 15. It's a 36-yard penalty against Eli Apple. The previous one was for 41 yards against Eli Apple when he was covering Alshon Jeffrey. That was in the first half. Now from the 15. Handoff is to Clement. The rookie smells it. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
You see Stefan Wisniewski, the left guard. He pulls Jason Kelsey. He gets just enough to create the space on the edge. And I tell you, Corey Clement getting his opportunity even after bobbling the ball on that other possession. And Doug Peterson sticking with him. He shows some of that burst that he has to get on the edge. Some good tough running and getting it across the goal line.
Set up by the penalty on Eli Apple as he was guarding Torrey Smith. And now the extra point to tie from the rookie Jake Elliott in his home debut with the Eagles. Got it. Well, the game is tied at 21, and now you have to credit the other side. The Eagles with coming right back, a big penalty against Eli Apple, but this has turned into a shootout here in this NFC East battle.
Turned into a great game, a great finish. For those of us that don't have a rooting interest, this is a lot of fun. And, hey, hats off to the Eagles. Of course, the penalty certainly set that up, but here your back is against the wall, momentum's going against you, and, the Giants are rolling with 21 unanswered points, and yet they come right down, and now their defense has to stop this. Who thought we'd be saying that, the way the Giants have played this year, but now this Eagles defense has to find a way to stop the Giants, which they've been unable to do the last 3 possessions.
Yeah, it wasn't much for the first 3 quarters here today for the Giants offensively, but this fourth quarter has been a different story. First 3 quarters of this game saw 14 points. In this fourth quarter, we've seen 28 points put up. 21 of them by the Giants. Elliott kicks it away and through the back of the end zone. So the Giants, who have started this season 0-2, it's the 4th time in their last 5 seasons. In big trouble through 3 quarters today. There's Zach Ertz for a touchdown in the second half. Made it 14-0. Crazy grab by Odell Beckham. That was his first of 2. His second tied it. Then the touchdown from Shepard from 77 yards away. It was the rookie moments ago, Corey Clement, taking it in for the Philadelphia Eagles to tie it. Crowd's back. Here's Vereen out of the backfield, a lot of room, and a nice gain on first down as he takes it out to the 40. Picked up 15.
That's a play that Ben McAdoo got from his mentor over there in Green Bay, Mike McCarthy, and they release guys up the field, and it's a way to kind of get a pick, if you will, and get a guy loose on the edge. A nice game.
Eli airs it out. Beckham downfield. Flag is thrown. 2 of them as Beckham got into it with Jalen Mills.
I think they're going to get Mills. There was contact when the ball was in the air. Mills is trying to say maybe it's on Odell. And right there.
Pass interference. Offense, number 13. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Yeah, I like it, Troy, when it's against the Giants. They love it when it's against Odell Beckham.
Yeah. It was, from what I could tell from here, it looked like they were going to get Mills. But yeah, you see the right hand, and that is one of those areas of emphasis this year. Long overdue, I will add. Michael Irvin, he perfected that move, and now this year they've made it tough on these receivers, and they're looking for it.
So 1st and 20. Hand off to Perkins, and a good play is made. Kendricks, helmet off, made the tackle.
Kendricks been involved in a few plays here in this ball game. He had the one that led to the interception when he tipped it up in the air, and he comes up, feels the hole the way you want your linebacker to do, and makes a good stop.
Had a tip ball that led to an interception earlier. 2nd and 20. Pass is caught over the middle. A nice grab, a good throw. That's Shepard, who's probably still breathing heavy after that catch and run of 77 yards the last time the Giants had it.
Well, they came back to the same play, only put him on the left side instead of the right. They run him on a slant route, free release.
3rd and 3. Down the sideline for Beckham, and he's interfered with. Jenkins was down there in coverage, along with Jalen Mills.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27. Spotted a foul, automatic first down.
You see Jalen Mills, he's looking inside, and the ball snapped. He gets beat immediately, and Jenkins trying to get over the top, but Jenkins has been in the league long enough to play that ball better than that. To just go in on Odell Beckham and take him out, I'm not so sure that had he have been able to turn around, and this is not good for the Giants as Odell Beckham is on the ground. But Malcolm Jenkins, had he turned around, he probably was in a position to make a play on the ball.
Beckham got up, it looked like, after he got dragged to the ground by Jenkins. He got up, and then as he's walking off, you can see he's calling for somebody to take his spot. You wonder if he's just out of breath. And in this case, with around 5 minutes left, just took a seat as opposed to something being wrong injury-wise, but we'll just wait and find out. He's gone down the sideline the last couple of plays, and on this 90-degree day, I think he's just out of breath.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Joe.
Look at the production from the wide receivers, and nice to see Brandon Marshall in the mix. And Beckham looks all right. It's a 28-yard penalty and a first down. And Eli Manning's gone 10 for 10 with 3 touchdowns in this fourth quarter. 11 for 11 as Roger Lewis makes the catch. And then he's knocked to the ground immediately. Linebacker Michael Kendricks was out there, gain of 6.
Well, right now, and there's Orleans Darkwa. He's getting worked on, and the time right now with under 4 minutes to play becomes a factor. And when does Doug Peterson start looking at trying to use his timeouts? Clearly, the Giants well within field goal range.
Working on Orleans Darkwa and his right hip as Perkins carries. Takes it inside the 20 to the 18. Clock continues to run. Each team with all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Yeah, so right now this is big right here as the Eagles they may get the Eagles with 12.
They did. Free play underneath. Perkins carries for a first down after the catch. And that was shades of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay with a free play. Elijah Qualls couldn't get off the field in time. And he was clearly still on the field when the ball was snapped. But the result of the play was a first down just outside the 10. as Odell Beckham checks back into the offensive huddle for New York. Here's a call.
Before the snap, the layup game, offense on the right guard, grabbing the defender, preventing him to get off the field. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Wow, so they caught the right guard, who would be John Jerry, and he grabs Elijah Qualls. That's a good catch by the official.
That's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. You're right. I mean, that was, even though they completed that pass, that's a great, it would have been a 1st down if the official doesn't catch that. That's a great job by these officials. We beat them up, but John Jerry, wow, I've never seen anything like that.
I'm still not sure Qualls would have gotten off anyway.
I don't think he would have.
3rd down and 7 now. After that call on Jerry, pass incomplete off the right hand of Beckham. And now on 4th down, we will see a field goal attempt for the lead by Aldrick Rosas.
Well, that changed everything, right? I mean, instead of 1st down and taking more time off the clock and forcing Doug Peterson to start using these timeouts, and can they run the clock down? And you know, the 1st down comes off the board, 3rd and long. And now we'll see if the Giants can convert for 3.
Rosas, who is relatively untested. 41-yard try for the lead on the road in the division. He's got it. He's got a big leg, and in this case, he's got an accurate one. Talking to Ben McAdoo, he said Rosas is in field goal range when he walks out onto the field. And he boomed that through with no problem.
It was great execution there, getting the snap and getting it down to give him a chance to make that.
Who knows what would have happened without this call right there on John Jerry. It prevented Elijah Qualls from getting off the field. And instead of the free play and the eventual 1st down on the completion to Perkins, it became 3rd down, the incompletion, and now the field goal. So now we'll see what Carson Wentz has up his sleeve. Down by 3 with 3 timeouts. And 3:08 left. Word from the sideline for the Giants is Olivier Vernon is out with his ankle injury. It didn't start well for the Giants. A lot of frustration, as there has been through 2 games leading into this divisional tilt in Philadelphia. But everything's turned around here in the final quarter. 2 touchdowns by Beckham, 1 by Shepard, a field goal by Rosas, and a 3-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
The Giants are the hottest offense in football right now.
No doubt about it. While the Jets, last time I checked, they were winning their game big over Miami. They're tired of hearing how bad they are. We've seen 4 straight scoring drives for the Giants. And 24 4th quarter points. Wentz underneath. Pass is caught. Smallwood. This is only week 3. But history would not be on the side of the Giants were they to start 0-3. Jets have already won their game over Miami, I'm told, so the Giants trying to get their first win. And they rely on their defense.
Well, press across the board on these Eagles receivers. Will Wentz take a shot?
The answer's no, but a 1st down by Smallwood into Giants territory.
Wisniewski, the left guard, he made a nice block on the touchdown, and he pulls out this time and kicks out, and you see the running lane. Jason Kelsey, their center, he's an athletic guy. He's really good at being able to reach some of those tougher blocks. Alshon Jeffrey, that's a really good execution in the run game.
20-yard carry. Now the rookie Jake Elliott getting ready for potentially his big moment. Play clock at 1. Just got it away. Smallwood again. Gets 9.
There was a little bit of concern. You talk about the Giants' run defense coming into the game, but some of that was Matthew Stafford as a quarterback scrambling. But you see Jason Kelce, he doubles up and is able to get to that second level, and that's what you're looking for from a center, an athletic guy, and he blocks Jonathan Casillas. And this running game for a group that hadn't gotten many opportunities through 2 games has been outstanding today.
Now they have Blunt back there on 2nd and 1. He gets it. He gets it. First down near the 30. Well, what a luxury when you can run it the way the Eagles have been able to run it on this possession, down by 3. And we are going to be at the 2-minute warning. What a game, as it turns out. Giants lead by 3. Back after this on Fox. Hard to believe fatigue wouldn't be a factor for this Giants defense. Almost a full quarter of difference in time of possession. It's had that Giants group out there the majority of the day on a 91-degree day now. First down, 2 minutes left. Inside field goal range of the Eagles already.
Well, that 2-minute warning gave them a chance to catch their breath.
Smallwood right side. Flag flies as Dalvin Tomlinson comes in to make the stop. And again, the Giants are without Olivier Vernon. And it's a hold against the Eagles.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, that's worse than a hold because it's 15 yards on the personal foul variety for this from Alshon Jeffrey on Eli Apple, who's had a long day out there.
You get fatigued. You see at the bottom there, number 17. You know, hey, all these players are fatigued, as we've documented. It's plenty hot out there, and you get fatigued, and then you get lazy with your feet. And when that happens, then you start grabbing and grasping, and that's what happened on that with Alshon Jeffrey. He gets out of position, and the run's coming towards him, and then he just grabs, and it's a very costly penalty, clearly, that knocks them out of field goal range.
All the way back to the 46-yard line and makes it 1st and 25. Wentz, good protection. Pass is caught inside the 35 by Zach Ertz.
That's really good protection by this Eagles offensive front. Zach Ertz works the middle in the zone, and you're going to see Carson Wentz. He's got a man barreling down on him, Kennard, and he hangs in there and delivers a strike.
Now 2nd and 13. It would be a 52-yard field goal from here, but they have bigger ideas. The Eagles. Wentz again, the tight end in the security blanket, Zach Ertz. He takes it just outside the 27. 3rd down coming up with Elliott getting ready.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz has to be really smart here on 3rd down, and Doug Peterson's going to call timeout, and they're going to talk about this. And yeah, they want to pick up the 1st down and come away with a touchdown and go win this football game, but he cannot take a sack on this 3rd down play. See what they decide to do. Offensive line's been good.
Coming up next, State Farm postgame show. Plenty to talk about in this game. Be a 46-yard try from here, well within the range for Jake Elliott. But Carson Wentz is thinking game-winning touchdown or take the lead with a touchdown. He has one 4th quarter or overtime drive and now 19 games in the NFL to grab a lead, stay ahead, and win. 1:01 left. They move Wentz out to his right. Pass incomplete. Doug Peterson told us, Troy, that Jake Elliott's range is 55 yards. This will be a 46-yard try to tie it.
Yeah, and this was a good call by Doug Peterson, and they roll away from the blitz. Spagnuolo, he dials up the blitz. They move the pocket, make it safe, and Carson Wentz makes a throw where only his guy could make a play on it. They don't make it, but it was the right idea. And here we go.
For the tie. How about the rookie? Got it. Jake Elliott, who set all kinds of kicking records at Memphis, knocks it through in his home Eagles debut. He missed from 52 earlier, and he has his head coach Doug Peterson clapping on the sideline as this game is 24-24.
Yeah, I wouldn't discount that either. Like you said, I mean, for a rookie to be trotted out in a divisional game like this at home and trying to hit one to tie the ball game, that's clutch.
They have a good kicker in Caleb Sturgis. He's on IR. A quad hip flexor tear. He went down in week 1. If he is on that list to come back, he would have to miss at least 8 weeks. But Elliott shows well right there.
Well, what I like is Doug Peterson said he can kick onside kicks with both legs. Now I can't imagine we're going to see any trickery here.
Are we headed for overtime, or will the final 51 seconds with 3 timeouts give Eli Manning enough time to get something done? The drive will start at the 25. There was a time in this game as Eli Manning is in his 14th year, the 36-year-old, where he was as good as anybody. Final couple minutes of a fourth quarter or in overtime of getting his team in a position to win, and he's been phenomenal the last 4 drives.
Well, look, if they continue, the Giants have all 3 timeouts. If the Eagles continue to play soft as they have throughout this game, 50 seconds is plenty of time to get down in position for a field goal.
Underneath, it's Ingram. Clock runs. Over the middle pass, and now they're going to throw flags. I don't know if the Giants were set. It was a running clock. Let's get the call.
Illegal shift. Offense. Because the game clock was running, please take off 10 seconds. Reset the game clock. 1 second. 1 moment.
Not very good. That's just poor execution. You know, when you got such little time, and the Giants will burn a timeout to preserve the 10 seconds. And
let's take a timeout.
Yeah.
30-second timeout, New York.
But you don't change sides with the receivers. That eats up too much clock, which the Giants did. But you got to get up there and get set. I mean, everyone knows the situation, and the ball wasn't rushed that much. Eli didn't rush the snap that much for guys not to get set.
So again, inside of 2 minutes with a running clock. Foul there against the offense would be a 10-second runoff unless the team opts to use a timeout, which they have. So 34 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Orleans Darkwa, we're told, is out for the rest of the day with a back injury. You see Shane Vereen is in that huddle, number 34. Good at catching passes out of the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 8. First-year kicker Aldrick Rosas over on the sideline.
Please set the game clock at 37 seconds. The foul occurred at 37 seconds.
So they're going to add 3 more seconds to the clock. flag, passes dropped, and now the Eagles have to be thinking about timeouts. It's a hold against the Giants.
Yeah, well, it looked like Justin Pugh.
Holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, replays, second down.
They get Eric Flowers out on the edge with Vinnie Curry coming.
That's a takedown there, and then Justin Pugh over here on the right side. He gets his arms up around Brandon Graham, right up there underneath the neck. And that's why the Giants have gotten the ball out quick all day.
Well, there was a decision there for Doug Peterson. He could have declined the penalty and made it third down. Instead, he accepted it. It's 2nd and 18. So the Giants get the extra down. Vereen out of the backfield. He goes out of bounds. And there could be time left at the end of this drive for Philadelphia to do something. They have 2 timeouts. So this will be a big third down play, and it's 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and so what's Ben McAdoo going to do? Are they going to run the ball and force Doug Peterson to burn another timeout, or are they going to go for it and risk stopping the clock?
They're going to throw it. Pass is caught. Safe throw. Short of a first down is Ingram. It's 4th down, and timeout is taken by Philadelphia. They let a few seconds go off the clock there before they called the timeout. They're going to put a few more seconds on.
I would think that they would get at least a measurement on this ball.
Remember, overtime is now a 10-minute period. That's a change for 2017. They put 19 seconds on the clock. And it's 4th down and 1. Less than 1. Manning's still out there, but
still out there. I think they may. Well, they're certainly not going to go for it. But now here comes the punt team.
So they're asking for a good punt from Brad Wing with Torrey Smith deep. Remember, Darren Sproles hurt in the first half with a wrist injury.
And I've got to believe with under 2 minutes that spot was reviewed to make sure that they did not get the line to gain.
They were inches short on the catch by Ingram. That was almost blocked. Brandon Graham got in there, and it is a very short punt. They're going to mark it at the 38 with 13 seconds left, and maybe a chance to run one play and have a shot at a field goal. That was just a shank by Brad Wing. Just a 28-yard punt.
Well, the good thing for the Giants is there's not more time than there is on the clock to have a punt in a situation like this. But yeah, they've got some time. They got to force something down the field. And anything that a receiver gets with open field, they've got to know the situation with 13 seconds on the clock, whether they can take it the distance or whether they've got to get on the ground and use a timeout.
Giants will be coming after Wentz, who steps up, flushed out, throws it away. Now 7 seconds left.
It looked to me like they were pretty generous on the play clock there with just 6 seconds coming off, but you know, now they're in a Hail Mary situation.
If not, it would have to be obviously something quick. Tough to get into field goal range. You'd have to get the ball 37-yard line, somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah, you have to be a catch and an immediate on the ground call timeout.
Timeout, New York. Their second charge timeout. 30 seconds.
Philadelphia has seen some miracle finishes against the Giants over the years, but the odds are stacked against with only 7 seconds left. Again, talking to head coach Doug Peterson, he said Jake Elliott, he feels good pushing it to the 37-yard line. So you're talking about roughly 25 yards away from that. Pass is caught. 1 second left as Alshon Jeffrey makes the catch. But he was outside the 40, and this is going to be another decision by Peterson. Do you heave it to the end zone or try what would be a 60-yard field goal, 61-yard try?
Well, I like the decision here. I think you give him a chance and see if he's got enough leg. I think I like the decision here better than trying to throw a Hail Mary and complete that pass. This would be a heck of a field goal.
The Giants now put Odell Beckham Jr. back, and they are going to use a timeout. It was interesting. First they had Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie back there, and then they thought better of it. If we want the ball in somebody's hands, we want it in the hands of number 13. Meanwhile, this is 6 yards beyond what Doug Peterson felt comfortable with regard to Jake Elliott. 61-yard try. He'll be kicking it from the Philadelphia side of midfield.
Yeah, when they brought out Odell Beckham, they brought him out back there. There were about 11 guys in green jerseys that puckered up a little bit.
You can return it. And then it's a free-for-all. The career long in college for Elliott, 56. This to win it and become an instant hero in Philadelphia. Jake Elliott. Is it good? It is good! Philadelphia wins it! .61 yards to win it. That is the longest field goal made in the 15-year history of Lincoln Financial Field. And it belongs to the rookie Jake Elliott. The Giants are 0-3. The Eagles persevere. They're 2-1. And in a thriller, as it turned out, in this Eastern Division battle, by this much, Philadelphia wins just inside and just over. And they celebrate here in Philly.
There was no way we're going to kick the 60-yard field goal. There was no way. No way we're going to make it. Not even Stephen James House. All right, big.
I'm fucking nervous.
right here. Respect.
Games, this is that one. Yeah, but it's 61 yards. Hold your breath. Ball is spotted. The kick is away. And the kick is... It's gone! And the Eagles win! This is that dream I talked about. They win! He's had this dream before. 61 yards! The longest kick in Eagles history. Oh my goodness. We forgive him for the 30-yarder last week. Do you believe in miracles? Oh my goodness. 61 yards. What's that movie? Little Giants. Do you believe in miracles? That's so good. Thank you, Al Michaels. That's so good. With that field goal, Direct Energy kicks in another $500 to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Direct Energy supports the community. Business.directenergy.com. What a game! Did you love it? What a game! As the Eagles defeat the New York Giants 27-24.